certainly is. It's so wonderful to see everybody out on a Monday evening for something quite unique and new. We do appreciate you coming out to, and I'm excited about it because I've never seen anything like this before. I've been around music most of my life, but this is the first time I'm going to see an artist painting to music. And we want to let you know who we have with us this evening, a very distinguished artist.
It's a perfect marriage, visual arts and music, rhythm and unity coming together to form a composition. That is great. The artist today is Mr. Albright. He is a distinguished professor from Youngstown University in Ohio. He has over 50 one-man shows that he has performed in. And one legend, Sam Gillian, who is a legend in the visual arts, he says that Albright is a master technician in color and in form. And indeed he is. This performance tonight is brought to you by the City of Savannah, the Cultural Affairs Office, and also Carver State Bank.
And also Savannah State University. Let's not forget that. Dr. Brown is sitting behind. Yes, let's not forget that. I want to introduce the band because it is truly a magnificent band. I have been around most of these, in fact all of them, except for Philip Harper, the trumpet player. I've been around them for many, many years. And of course, Teddy Adams, pardon me, I've been around so long that I don't even want to tell you about it because it's been a long, long time. We go back to when I was in second grade and Teddy was in first grade. This is a world-class band, truly a world-class band. And I want to introduce them individually. First, we have on trumpet Mr. Philip Harper, who is a member of the famous Harper Brothers group. He also was here with us at the Savannah Jazz Festival several years ago with Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, one of the outstanding young trumpet players on the scene today, Mr. Philip Harper. On piano, we have a man who has made countless records. He's a pianist. He's a multi-instrumentalist, actually. In college, his major instrument was oboe, but he plays piano, he plays trumpet, he plays organ. He just plays the heck out of all of them. Mr. Doug Kahn. We almost think of Doug as a homeboy, too. He's from St. Augustine, Florida, but he is one of us now. And then we have on bass, violin, young man from Frogmore. Sorry, they changed the name now. It's St. Helena's Island, but native Savannahans know it as Frogmore. But an outstanding young bass player who is an alumnus of the famous Berklee School of Music in Massachusetts. He has played with the Marsalis, everybody in the Marsalis family, and many other great jazz musicians. He is the outstanding bass player in this area. His name is Delbert Felix. Or in some circles, he's known as Byron Marzilli. That's an inside joke. Then we have on tenor saxophone an outstanding young tenor saxophonist who is he's just a marvelous player. He has a master's degree in jazz performance from Howard University, and so I feel very close to him. In fact, he graduated with my daughter. He went to school with my daughter, and of course that's very special. Being a Bison myself, that's great. But his name is Kebby Williams. He's an outstanding young tenor saxophonist, and he's going to knock you out this evening. Mr. Kebby Williams. And on drums, a young South Carolina, who is, well, you know, we had a great drummer in Savannah, Samurai Celestial, who passed away several years ago but he got sick at the Savannah Jazz Festival, and he never played professionally again, and he passed away several months later. And there was a void in Savannah as far as having an outstanding drummer. And Teddy Adams went up to Charleston, South Carolina, and found Mr. Quentin Baxter. Quentin is, he's just incredible. He is touring regularly now with Monty Alexander, one of the great piano players in the music. He also tours with Renee Marie. He's also on the faculty at the College of Charleston. He is an incredible musician, a friend, and a wonderful, wonderful drummer, Mr. Quentin Baxter. And we have a special guest for this right now. I'm new to the guest. I didn't even know she was going to be here, but from Sweden, we have Miss Amanda Sedgwick, who plays alto saxophone, and she's on Philip Harper's new CD, and we're going to bring her out, and I've heard that she can really play. And now I want to introduce to you, as I said earlier, someone who I've known most of my life. Teddy and I have shared a love for music, for jazz in particular, since we started playing instruments at the same time, long time ago. Of course, Teddy could always play, and we all knew that he was going to be a musician because he could always play, and he was serious about it. And I was not. So, but anyhow, I stand here now and I play other people's music to make my musical statement. But Teddy Adams is without doubt the premier jazz musician in this area. He has done more for jazz in Savannah than anybody you can name or I can name. Not only as a musician, but as an educator, as a mentor to young musicians. Teddy has students one is now just graduated from the Oberlin Conservatory. His name is Andre Murchison. He has another student who is graduating from Michigan State University's jazz program, Robert Stringer. He has Mr. Alex Wynn, who has just started down at the University of North Florida in their jazz program. And of course, he mentored Stan Wilkerson, who now is an instructor himself, I think at Peabody Conservatory, and of course, a member of the Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra. This is a legacy. You know, a lot of people sell wolf tickets and talk about doing things, but when you leave your mark on young people and mentor young people, and they go ahead and make a name for themselves in the world, that is a legacy. And I want to introduce my friend for many, many years. He's a lot older than me, but he used to help me across the street. But he's my friend, my comrade, my partner in the battle to tell the truth about the music that we both love so much, Mr. Teddy Adams.
Who Albright is. He is a distinguished who's who professor. Come on, master, come on out here. Let's put the groove on after he speaks.
Dr. Brown, Dr. Blood, and the famous Dr. James and Robert. I want to thank all of you and the Black Heritage Committee for bringing me here today. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here in such an important and sacred place. And tonight, I'm going to share with you, and you're going to share with me, a very powerful experience. Often, the spectator does not have an opportunity to see the artist at work. particularly the visual artist, is oftentimes creating his or her work in a studio space away from the spectator. And you see the byproduct of that creative experience when you go to the museum or a gallery. But tonight, you're going to have an opportunity to see a work of art actually being created, and not only being created, but being generated and stimulated by music. Music and art, visual art, share the same common lexicon. We both talk about color, harmony, balance, tonality, rhythm, and their description is felt through sound. I talk about the same thing or feel the same thing in the visual experience, and mine comes out in color. So tonight I'm going to paint the color and the energy that's coming from the artist. And I'm also going to feel the energy which is generated from you, the spectator, because you play a major role in this whole experience. And you'll have a different experience than we as artists here on the stage will have, because you'll have an aesthetic experience, hopefully, and we'll have a creative experience. We can't share both because we can't gain enough psychological distance from the process to be objective enough to really have an objective experience or an aesthetic experience. I'll have an aesthetic experience sometime down the road when I come and be amazed by what happened here today. But it's going to be a magical experience. And there'll come a point when we will all come into a symbiotic relationship and we'll know that the painting is coming to its closure. I have not had the pleasure of performing with these very talented geniuses of music, and we have never rehearsed. This is the first moment that we have actually met. So everything is going to be improvisational and spontaneous. It's going to be an ebb and flow, a call and response, very similar to our African heritage, which is built upon that kind of interaction and relationship. And all of it's going to come together in the energy that's happening in the piece. I want to forewarn you that there will be moments in the process whereas you will become a little frustrated by my destroying things that you might see to be beautiful. But I'm going to work through that, because the creative process, like life itself, is one of creation and destruction. That's that tension, that juxtapositioning is going on all over the universe. Everything is being created and destroyed and remade. That's what life is about. So this is going to go through all of those processes. But there will come a moment when we hopefully will see that it's come to fruition and it's consummated. I want to especially dedicate this work tonight to my wonderful, beautiful stepmother, Dr. Virginia Newell, who is here tonight to see her son-in-law paint for the first time. This may validate my my right to be with my wonderful wife. So sit back and relax. Give me your energy, because it's going to play a major part in what the musicians are doing as well as the painter. And your energy will cause them to rise to total heights that maybe they've never risen to, and it will be the same thing in my experience. So relax, and let's make this a very comfortable and beautiful experience. And I'll be more than happy to interact with you after the event, and we can question me on my sanity.
And now our chair, who is really the heart and the backbone of the Black Arts Festival, Mrs. Shirley James.
Good evening. And thank you all so much. I have had an experience that I have never had before, and I hope that you have felt the fusion of art and music tonight. I'd like to call Mr. Albright to the stage at this time. Let us give him a stage. Teddy Adams would join us because it took the fusion of music and art. And just as a matter of making the formal presentation, Mr. Bright will make the presentation of this piece of artwork to Dr. Brown. And we want to let all of you know from the Black Heritage Festival, the 16th annual festival that is sponsored by the City of Savannah through the Department of Cultural Affairs and presented by Savannah State University. We appreciate your sponsorship, your support tonight. There are sponsors that we want to personally thank, particularly tonight for presenting this presentation in part, Carver State Bank. We have other sponsors of the festival, activities, the Savannah Electric Company, E93, the Savannah Morning News, Live Oak Public Libraries, and of course the Department of Cultural Affairs, Savannah State University, and the City of Savannah. I know Ms. Eileen Baker is busy taking pictures, but she needs to join us on stage. She is Director of the Department of Cultural Affairs. You're going to take your pictures? Okay. All right. Mr. Bright, and then followed by Dr. Brown and Mr. James.
Thank you so very much. I truly hope you enjoyed the experience. I have a title for it. It's called Nyama, which is a Swahili term for souls coming together, spirits coming together in a union. And we did do that tonight. I'm dedicating or contributing this painting to a wonderful collection. I'm very, very proud to be a part of the collection now. And I hope that it will help endow somebody someday as I keep struggling to become better. Thank you so very much.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I have never had an experience like the one that I have had tonight. This incredible fusion of visual arts and musical arts with some of the best artists that you can find. Mr. Bright, what you may not know is on this stage were several of my favorite jazz musicians anywhere, anytime. And they're all available to us right here in Savannah. This has been an incredible experience for me, and I hope for you, and we are deeply appreciative of this opportunity to share this kind of work and to bring this kind of enlightenment to our community. We will display this work very proudly, and as you said to us when you began, don't be upset when there are moments when something you think is incredibly beautiful appears to be erased. And I remember your words exactly. You said, appears to be erased. There's a beautiful circle still in there, and I know it's in there because I was here tonight. But this is an incredible experience, and I am just amazed by what happens when these kinds of minds and spirits come together. So thank you for coming to Savannah and sharing with us on this wonderful night. For those who chose to be elsewhere, I'm going to tell all of them about it over and over and over again, because this was an experience not to be missed. Thank you very much.
I just want to thank you on behalf of Carver State Bank for the City of Savannah and for Savannah State University for allowing us to participate in this marvelous occasion. As Dr. Brown was saying, my heart was broken several times during the painting, but it was meant that I was so happy that he smoothed over that circle. That one person's beauty is another person's desire to see it changed. And so I am delighted that I was here to experience this masterpiece. Savannah State University now is very fortunate. It has an original Bright. Thank you.
I would just like to remind you that there are activities that will continue through the week. We will culminate the festival on Sunday the 13th with our gospel presentation. We ask you to join us tomorrow evening for a lecture, the first part of our lecture of our WW Law lecture series with Dr. Rick Kittles, who is a geneticist, and he will be at the Con Ed Center on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard at 6:30. The other person who is a part of the WW Law lecture series this year is Dr. Haynes Walton, who was at Savannah State University some years ago as a Callaway professor, and now at the University of Michigan, and he will be back with us on Thursday evening and Friday morning. To announce one change in venue, the presentation by Kimba Smith at 10 o'clock on Thursday morning will be at the Elmore Theater, Savannah State University, instead of Savannah High School. We ask that you fill out your evaluation forms as you leave, and just leave them in the front lobby. And by all means, join us on Saturday, the 12th, at the Savannah Civic Center from 1 p.m. until 10 at night. We will open for the very first time an African American Living Learning Village, which will open at 1 o'clock. We're encouraging you to come with your families, with young people, so that our young people can learn from their elders some of the crafts that are indigenous to African Americans, such as quilting and mask making and basket making and printing. That will occur from 1 until 4 o'clock, and then we'll be in the Civic Center arena with all other kinds of entertainment, from dance to music, and we will end the evening, for those of us who like real soul, with Ben E. King coming on stage at 9 o'clock. So we will be at the Civic Center from 1 p.m. until 10 p.m. on Saturday, and come and enjoy the food fest, vending, all kinds of entertainment, storytelling, just anything you can imagine. Be there with us, and then culminate with us on Sunday with gospel music at St. John Baptist Church. We hope to see you again. Remember, all of the activities are free and open to the public. And when you come, bring someone with you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, and have a good evening.